Hello everyone out there in Wasabi land. This video is going to be a follow-up to one of our previous videos about mixing up your wasabi powder, making it into a paste, because we've gotten some really great questions and I thought I would make a little video and take time to answer some of those questions. And the questions from people have been that why does their paste not taste as hot as they would like it to, and what consistency should it be? So wasabi, because our powder, our wasabi powder is 100% wasabi, it doesn't have any of the mustard or horseradish that you might be familiar with in terms of flavor. So it's going to take a little bit more time to develop the full flavor than a paste or a powder that has some fillers in it, okay, for one thing. Also, wasabi is in the mustard family, and what you're doing is, so it has the same heat molecules, same heat chemicals that mustard does. And why that's important is basically when you eat mustard, it has some liquid in it, right? Most of the time, you know, you squeeze it out of the bottle, it's liquidy. If you eat mustard greens, they're fresh, they have a little peppery taste to them. It's the same chemicals in the wasabi powder, in wasabi in general. And what you're doing is you're actually, by mixing water in, you're starting a chemical reaction. And that chemical reaction is 100% natural. And it's really important in order for you, the chemical reaction is important in order to get the flavor that you want out of the powder. So our general recommendation is 1-to-1 powder to water. So I'm just using a tablespoon here. I took one tablespoon of powder and 1 tablespoon of water, and we're just slowly mixing it all in so that you're incorporating the liquid into the powder. And you've got this pretty thick paste, okay? So like, you know, all kinds of dried things, you know, if you rehydrate dried vegetables, you know that after a few minutes, the dried vegetable absorbs more of the water. So you want to add a little bit more water, just a little bit more than you think you might need to get the consistency that you want, because the wasabi paste is going to absorb a little bit of it. So this is pretty thick, okay? It's pretty thick. I would add just a little bit more water. So I'm going to add just maybe another 1/4 of a tablespoon. And I'm going to mix it some more. It thins it out. The water is what starts the chemical process. So if you don't add enough water to the powder to make the paste, it can't actually start the chemical process, or it won't have enough of the chemical process to make the flavor. Okay, so the water starts the chemical process. And then what you want to do is you need to allow that flavor to develop. You need to allow the chemical process to actually run for a little bit to create that flavor. So we recommend that you let it sit for at least 5 minutes, ideally somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes. So this paste is a nice consistency. It's a little bit, you know, thin. It's not super clumpy. So when you go out to sushi and you get fake wasabi paste on the side of your plate, it's usually a clump of paste. Or if you grate it from a fresh rhizome, it's going to be more of a clump of it. With the actual powder, it's going to be a little bit thinner, okay? That's going to be the amount of water that you need to actually make it spicy the way you want it. So this is a nice thin paste here. Let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes. That's how it's going to develop the flavor. Have a great day.